This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's that time of the month. Usually twice or maybe once a month or twice a month, I get my new comic book. So we're going to see what came in. I'm trying to open up this box because they tape it so well because they want to protect your stuff, which is awesome. And boy, do they want to protect your stuff. Let's hand it off to the great Atomic Empire, which, if you are a fan of comic books and board games and stuff like that, check out Atomic Empire. They do a great job, very affordable. They pack your stuff unlike anybody else. I mean, I get my stuff in and it is just perfect. Let's see. And of course, I got my big books here too, which we'll talk about as well. This will be covering a specific timeline. When you see this, which will probably be the end of this week at some point, the next batch of comic books, because this covers all the way up to, I believe, May 19th. So let's see, I'll tell you right now. How's that? All right, this invoice shipped on 5/21, so this is going to cover up to 5/21 from at least a couple of weeks prior. So let's see what came out, and I'll talk more about some of the things that I'm excited about and some of the things that I'm going to end up canceling. First of all, Vampirella has been fantastic. This is a book that I've been following for a very, very long time. It originally started as a magazine with shorts, vignettes in it, and I've really liked it, and she was the host of it, but now they've kind of made it into her own thing, which is really good. One World Under Doom, Thunderbolt's Doomstrike has been really good, and I highly suggest it. This whole storyline has been pretty good, and you gotta love Dr. Doom. Red Hulk number 4, One World Under Doom. So, that's a fill-in there. I usually don't get Red Hulk, but because it is under the One World Under Doom, they're going to send it to me. They always have a lot of different issues in there, and usually they're pretty good. One World Under Doom number 4, speaking of which, he takes on Dormammu, which Doctor Strange used to have his problems with him as well. The Immortal Thor, number 23. This has been a very good book, done by Al Ewing, who has done a fantastic job. This one here, I just couldn't wait to get, because how can you go wrong with Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens? I get anything Godzilla. I'm a sucker. What can I tell you? These Godzilla books from Marvel have been really good. Godzilla versus the X-Men. Can't wait to see what they do there with that. Doctor Strange of Asgard, which is One World Under Doom. Another piece of the puzzle there. We'll see how that turns out. Daredevil 21. This book has been very, very good. Very good, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Incredible Hulk number 25, taking on Thor. That should be a lot of fun. That book, since Al Ewing stopped writing it, it's been kind of on the fence with me, but I just get it kind of to keep my collection going. But Hulk always goes in waves. I don't know why. Speaking of Hulk, it is the one-shots with Hulk and Doctor Strange, so I'm kind of curious what this will be about. One World Under Doom, Fantastic Four 32. They're going to be rebooting this real soon. Fantastic Four, one of my favorite comic books of all time. I have almost every single one. I think I'm missing 6 issues, believe it or not. Exceptional X-Men number 9. I'm getting real tired of this. The X-Men have not been very good. And This I can see being dropped from my list very, very soon. Epitaphs from the Abyss has been very good. EC Comics. This I've been loving horror short stories lately. I've been reading a lot of them, and they've been fantastic. This book particularly has been very, very, very good. Number 11. One World Under Doom, Doom Academy, has been pretty good, and I've enjoyed it as well, which I'm kind of shocked at. We'll see how long that goes on. Detective Comics, 1097. Boy, that's crawling up. But Batman's been decent. Batman and Robin Year 1, number 7. This has been very good as well. World's Finest. This is a crossover, and I'm not usually a World's Finest guy. I'm kind of over the whole Superman thing. Don't know what to tell you. Amazing Spider-Man number 4. Okay, they rebooted it. I haven't read 1, 2, or 3 yet. I'm almost there, and so I usually give everything 6 issues. We'll see how it does. Absolute Flash is going to be canceled from my thing. I don't think it's been very good. I can see that not being there very soon. All right, let's see what else we got here. I got to split this in half. Keith. Ooh, Byrne. Is this John Byrne? I'd be very curious to see what this is. This is Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over. I'm going to look this up because I haven't read a book from John Byrne in quite some while, and one of my favorite writers and artists, even though he's a quack in real life. He was nice to me, but I've heard nothing but bad things, and this is definitely not a John Byrne issue here. I am not a... Hold on. I'm going to look here real quick. Brought to you by... it doesn't say, but it's definitely not John Byrne art. That's for doggone sure. And Amanda Byrne, maybe? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Stephen Byrne is the artist. Okay. Well, I haven't read the first one, Fire and Ice, but it reminds me of the Keith Griffin days with those two, and her and Guy Gardner. So I said, I'll give it a shot. It might be pretty good. Batman Dark Patterns has been pretty good. So that's one that I'm definitely enjoying so far. Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness. How can you go wrong with this? The first one was really, really good. West Coast Avengers are really teetering on the edge of being canceled by me. I have not been enjoying this too much. It's okay. It's mediocre at best. Everything seems rushed by Marvel. I don't know why. Absolute Batman has been very, very good. It's been very different, and I've liked it very, very, very much. Fantastic Four Fanfare number 1. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how that turns out. The Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Another one that I have not read. Red Sonja with Attack at Mars. Looking forward to that. Gotta make sure I get the glare out. Poison Ivy's been a very, very good book, and I've enjoyed this a real lot. This is a good book. It's going to stick around. I've enjoyed the Herculoids, which has been very, very good. Green Lantern Absolute, all in. The first one was decent. I'm giving this a little bit more of a try. It was a little different, so we'll check that out. Wonder Woman has been on the spot great, so I've been enjoying that, and I'm not a big Wonder Woman guy, except for the days of George Perez, which was fantastic. The Ultimates number 12. I gotta make sure I read this. This has been kind of teetering. It feels like it's been dragged out a bit. Still giving it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Thunderbolts Doomstrike has been very good. The Thing, #1. I'm curious how this will be. Superior Avengers. I have not read the first issue, so I've got to get to that. I'll let you know how Superior Avengers are. I bet you it won't be that bad. The New Gods have been pretty good. It's been a little different, but I've actually enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I'm a big New Gods guy. Kirby, Byrne, Simonson, who have done this over the years, really do a good job. Moon Knight has been very good, so I'm going to keep up with that. Medieval Spawn was very good, and I'm looking forward to part 2 here, seeing how that turns out. Iron Man, it's been okay. I always thought Iron Man was just okay, so that's why I'll just keep it going, because it's part of the big boys. Alright, we've got some other things here. Jeez. Gotta unwrap this whole thing here. They take care of your books. You definitely want to get your stuff from the Comic Empire. They do a fantastic job, and they do a great job at that. I get a lot of weird books. Scream, I enjoy reading. This is a very, very good book. I've read it for a while. I always like seeing the old DVDs and seeing what you can get out of there. Cinema Retro has always been a book that I absolutely enjoy. Reading about different older movies and things like that. Old guy likes old stuff. What can I tell you? Relic Hunter. This is something that is newer that I definitely wanted to check out. So I'll let you know. But I love magazines. I love the old black and white stuff. Finally, after a year or two of being gone, one of the greatest books ever to be made, and that is Heavy Metal. I have every previous Heavy Metal, and they've rebooted it. The legacy is 321, but this is a reboot at #1, and I'm looking forward to it. This is just full of vignettes and great artistry. The history of this magazine is just tremendous, with Mobius and so many great storytellers that have handled this over the years. One of my favorite magazines. And finally, issue #2 of Mouse Guard, which the Dawn of the Black Axe. I really like Mouse Guard. It's always been an interesting book to me. Just want to make sure there's nothing else in here. Nope, that takes care of it. They wrap everything to perfection and take care of that. So there, we're caught up. Another week another couple of weeks of comic books. I've got a lot of reading to do, which I always enjoy doing because I love comic books. It's one of my favorite things, and I love sharing some of my thoughts with you, as well as what I get every month. Now this has been, I think this is like 3 weeks worth of stuff, or a little bit more than 2 weeks worth of stuff, and then I've got this on a Tuesday, so tomorrow, which would be the 28th, more comic books come out. I think you'll see this on Friday. We'll see how that goes, and then I think you'll really enjoy what we've got going for you. Okay, so without further ado, my dear friends, as always, it has been a pleasure. This has been my comic book update. Something I like doing now that we added in. We'll see how it goes. We're not looking to shake the world with this. This is just another video. I like sharing my love for certain hobbies with you. So until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.